Like so many in the diaspora around the world, in Sydney, these Iranian Australians can only show their support for anti-regime protesters in Iran from afar.
No internet, no witness!
In Brisbane, 2 days ago, Morteza Kandani confirmed the worst possible news from Iran. His niece, Negin Ghadimi, had been killed in anti-government protests.
We feel devastated. She had hoped to come to Australia one day.
Last Friday, in Tanekabon, 250 kilometers north of Tehran, she joined demonstrators on the streets.
Negin wanted to go out to the crowd. She wanted to be the voice of the Iranian. Her father accompanied her, and her father said, you will be safe in my hands. We need to go together. They went out. They threw out tear gas. That's the story I heard. They threw out tear gases. Her father said, Negin, we can go back. We better go back. She said, we don't have anything to lose, father. We need to go forward. She got shot from the left flank with a live ammunition, leaving her body from her stomach.
Morteza was told Negin was rushed to a nearby house, but violent clashes meant they couldn't get to hospital.
The time that they had to stay in that house until the gunfire stops, it was too long that she couldn't last. She died in the hand of her father. I think we're just missing her. Everyone is missing her.
The limited accounts from those inside the country suggest a widespread and deadly response to these protests. On Tuesday, Iranian-Canadian journalist Samira Moyedin was with a friend in Toronto when they received a phone call on a landline. It was her friend's daughter in Iran. Samira recorded the call.
The first thing she said to us was that things are very, very bad here. She just kept repeating that. Things are very, very bad here, very, very bad. And then she said, when you go out into the streets, you can slip on blood. She said that there's blood in the streets. She said that shopkeepers are made to close their stores at 4 p.m. So there's this de facto martial law taking place. She told me that there are drones in the sky monitoring everything, that anti-riot police are in the streets, and that where she is, in Noshar, there have been no protests for the past 2 days.
Samira says the regime's internet blackout does help stifle protests, but it also costs the Iranian economy.
It's important to point out that the internet is used by people to do business in Iran. Merchants trade with each other through things like Telegram, through things like WhatsApp. So there's a lot of money being lost over the past 5 days. It's not good for Iran's crippled economy to continue this internet blackout. But this is an existential threat. This is how the Iranian government sees this. So they will continue with this internet blackout, as you said, until they can show the world there's nothing going on here.
Iranian state television is showing funerals for members of the security forces it says have been killed in the protests. Iran's foreign minister accused demonstrators of opening fire on anti-riot police.
Why they started to shoot at people? For one reason, they wanted to increase the number of deaths. Why? Because President Trump has said that if there are killings, he would intervene. And they wanted to drag him into this conflict, and that was exactly an Israeli plot.
After days of threats to intervene in Iran if mass executions went ahead, U.S. President Donald Trump now says the situation may be changing.
We have been informed by very important sources on the other side, and they've said the killing has stopped and the executions won't take place. There was supposed to be a lot of executions today, and that the executions won't take place.
Dr. Kylie Moore-Gilbert was released in 2020 after she spent more than 2 years in an Iranian prison, charged with espionage. She's now a research fellow in security studies and says it's naive to believe executions in Iran won't go ahead.
There's no doubt in my mind or in the minds of Iran experts, human rights experts, that Iran will start executing protesters. They've said, multiple Islamic Republic officials have said they intend to execute protesters to essentially set an example to others that might be thinking of protesting in the future.
She believes, considering his statements over recent days, the U.S. president may have little choice but to act.
Having called for the Iranian protesters to continue to take to the streets, having said that help is on its way, he's locked and loaded and ready to go, if he was to do nothing, people will have died because of his words.
But, Moore-Gilbert says, there is a possibility a U.S. military response will make things worse.
It actually could rally the regime supporters further behind, the crackdown and make them even more brutal and bloody and violent in suppressing their own people. As well as give credence to, the conspiracy theories swirling that, promoted by the regime, that this is some kind of American and Israeli plot from abroad rather than an organic grassroots uprising.
Back in Brisbane, Morteza Kandani waits for Iran's internet curtain to lift to reveal if his niece's death and those of other protesters were in vain.
The most harrowing news that can come out of Iran would be that this regime stays in power, because they couldn't topple them down. And I think that's the most shocking news that can come out of the country.